Bilal from Shome. We are here at Osheaga 2014, Montreal, Parc Jean Drapeau, Day 2, and this talented, well, a portion of the talented Vancouver band, The Bell Game, are sitting here with us. We have Andrea Lowe, and, oh no, I did it. I knew I was going to do it. Katrina, last name? Jones, Montrealer, which is why I'm even more embarrassed that I forgot her name. That's probably why, because the pressure was on. But welcome, Andrea, to Montreal, and welcome back, Katrina. How long has it been since you moved to Vancouver with the band now?
It's been 3 years.
And enjoying the West Coast?
Yes, but there are definitely things I miss.
Okay, so now, what is it that you miss about Montreal?
Well, what do you even do? So much. Culture, the people, the restaurants, the food, my friends, my family. A lot of stuff. Yeah.
That's pretty standard. Good. But on the upside, before we continue, I just noticed, is that a Montreal tattoo?
Yeah.
Can you get that? That's the city of Montreal, the island with the logo. That's incredible. That's amazing. I never even thought of, I've seen people in the States have like an outline of their state on their, tattooed somewhere, but I've never even thought of, Montreal's such a unique looking island, it makes sense. Beautiful. Another thing we learned about the Bell Game that I wasn't expecting. Now, getting on to the work you guys have been doing with the band, Ritual, Tradition, Habit came out in 2013. So you've been touring that and, working towards the next step, which I just noticed on your website recently, the statement that you'll be playing some festivals this summer and you'll be working on another album, but you can't say so much as to when, where, how, why. Has anything changed? Can we say a little bit more now?
A little bit. I think we can say that we're writing. We've been writing a lot, and we want to get into a studio before 2015, before the end of the year.
In comparison to Ritual, Tradition, Habit, are you looking at evolving to, another musical realm or trying something different, or are you kind of really enjoying this wave you're on and it's going to be in the same vein?
I think it's definitely going to be different. It's been a while since we released the last album, so we've all evolved in terms of our taste and as people, and we're experimenting a little bit more now, and everyone's switching instruments, so we're just playing around a lot more.
Switching instruments is an interesting concept. How did that go the first time you did it?
Bad.
It was so much fun.
But it was really fun. Yeah, we found it was a very liberating way to write songs, to just have everyone switch and just be super instinctual and weird and play an instrument that they're like, I don't know if it's going to sound good. And weirdly enough, 9 times out of 10, it worked. I don't know. Somehow.
Even if we don't know how to play the instrument.
We
But
just figured it
it's
out.
also good in that sense too, because in writing our last album, we were very focused and we talked a lot and we analyzed everything a little bit too much. So in playing instruments that we're not, that we don't know how to play, it kind of takes that pressure off a little bit. We're a little bit more open.
So in your natural evolution as musicians, you just pointed out that you really overlooked things, or maybe micromanaged a lot on the first album as to how do we want it to sound, what do we want to convey. Was there a specific message that you were trying to convey with that record?
I don't think so.
They just all ended up in the same place somehow.
Yeah, it was a really long writing process, and there was a lot of figuring out to do. So, yeah, I think in the end they all sort of came out the same way. But I think we wrote that record over like a year and a half. So the message kind of formed, and like the real idea kind of almost came halfway through, even 3/4 way through of writing and recording. So yeah, it wasn't really intentional, but it kind of worked out that way, I guess.
A lot of the press I've noticed on you guys online, several articles mention the same sort of description to your music as orchestral dark pop, which is it's a good thing, not a bad thing. I'm not going anywhere bad with this. What I want to know is, because oftentimes or sometimes bands will, a critic or a reviewer will label a band in a certain category that they might not feel, well, that's not exactly what we were trying to do. Are you comfortable with that genre, orchestral dark pop? Is there something else that you would push yourself towards with this new album in terms of?
Well, I think for the dark pop, maybe the orchestral part sometimes I'm like, because it's not like we play live with trumpets or strings or anything like that. But the dark pop thing, I think we kind of started that. We were like, this record sounds kind of sad and slow sometimes. Maybe we should give people the heads up. And we're like, this isn't just pop, it's dark pop.
But it's really
And then-
two separate words because the album kind of ping-pongs between dark and
Yeah.
pop. So
But then you have a really upbeat song like Wait Up
Yeah.
For You, but then it's got really sad
Bruises to Ash.
sad lyrics and
Yeah.
then you have slower songs on the record too. So, but I think for the next record, I think maybe it's gonna be a thing. I think every record we're just gonna change our genre.
Yeah. why
'Cause
not?
it's gonna change a lot.
Well, it'll just
It could be in the dark pop world, but I think our next record's gonna be pretty different.
the music will kind of grow with us wherever we decide to go.
Yeah.
I guess since we're making it, then that's kind of
Yeah, it's kind of an in the moment thing, as every record is. It captures what you're feeling and going through at that time. And speaking of the lyrics, which are a little bit dark but very deep as well, are you the chief lyricist? Do you guys co-write?
We kind of the record started out where it was more co-writing. It was mostly Andrea and Adam, who's our lead guitar player. But by the end of the record, it was Andrea that was writing all the lyrics. We sort of give our input a little bit.
Yeah.
We say like tweak this line. Or,
yeah.
that
I really
sound.
Do you ever-
feedback.
Are the lyrics coming from like a really personal place for you, or
Yeah, I
do you get inspired by other people and other things?
I think a little bit of both. A lot of that was just a lot of the previous album, or Ritual Tradition Habit, was kind of storytelling from my personal life and just kind of what I've been through. It's just kind of like, yeah, I think that happens to a lot of musicians when they're writing. It just kind of is this blank canvas for you to just spill everything out on. So it's been waiting in your subconscious for so long, it just floods.
So excited to work on the new record? Are you guys? Do you enjoy more being in the studio or on the road, doing interviews?
Me personally,
Trina
it's
loves
hard.
the interviews.
I love interviews.
She perked up when she found out it was a video interview. There's video? Oh, awesome. Okay, I'm ready.
Ready. I don't know if it's hard. I really like. There's aspects of both
Yeah.
I really like. We've been having a lot of fun writing this new record. I think in this new sense, we're having more fun I think than we've ever had before writing. But there's something about tour that I really like. I like
Writing? Yeah.
just being out on the road and having all the goals and everything you have to do is so simple. It's like wake up, get in a van, get out of the van,
It's
play
crazy.
a show, go to the hotel.
It's like the movie Groundhog Day, except every day you're like in a different location
Yeah.
because you're literally doing the same thing. You know,
over and over again.
wake up, you know, pack the van, drive for 9 hours, load into the venue, sound check, line check, play the show, do merch, pack up, go to the hotel, sleep, pack up, do it again.
It's interesting that you reference Groundhog Day because I mean, you speak to artists and like you see it happen and you know that they're doing 50 dates in a row, so you figure it's that, but I didn't think it was that much of a repeat every single day.
Yeah.
A weird headspace to be in, especially like I don't think it's normal human behavior to spend so much time with people either.
Okay, now is there anything we want to get out in the open about other bandmates on the road? Who's got a little quirk?
We all have
boy.
quirks.
We all have weird
But that's why we take 2 minivans.
Yeah,
I prefer blue and she likes red.
it's not gonna work.
Well, thanks for hanging out with us and all the success with your current tour and the next album. We look forward to hearing it, and it's great to hear that you guys are evolving musically and having fun with it. Above all, is great because I think when you get to that point, anybody in life, whatever you do, where you enjoy what you're doing, then what better thing is there in life, right? Yeah. Any quick last minute funniest story, something that happened on the road? Or most incredible story? Van breakdowns?
Kind of like a big blur right now. Oh, the last time we tried to, I mean, it's not very funny. It was really, it took us just touring through Canada can be pretty tough. So.
The prairies, are the prairies involved?
Oh yeah. Well, this was like it's also getting out of BC because we're right on the coast too. And so one of the last tours we did this giant horseshoe of the states. So the first place we had to go was Calgary, and it was what month was it?
February.
February. So it was at this point. It was only supposed to take about 10 hours to get to Calgary.
Yeah.
But the main Coquihalla had been closed, so we had to take another one, which take a bit longer. And then halfway through that,
Essentially, it detoured a detour.
It did detour to detour. It took us 16 hours, and our van was acting up, and all that.
So it was like trying to get downtown Montreal from the West Island,
Yeah,
essentially. Rush hour.
Story of my life for 10 years before I
Good
moved, because that's
comparison.
where I grew up.
Well, glad that you've moved on to bigger, better things. Our Montrealer from the Bell game. And thank you for hanging out, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.